Hi everyone, Ryan here with Fig Ultra Reviews. I'm really excited because my Haru Figma just came in. I'm going to unbox it right now. And really excited because Persona 5 is one of my favorite video games. And I've been wanting to collect all the Figmas from the Persona 5 franchise. Here she is. And ever since I seen the first P5 Figma released, I was really hoping they'd release Haru, and finally the day has arrived. So let's get her out of this box. Yes. That's right, it's everyone's favorite X-Girl. There's our box in pristine condition. Author's note, this is the regular version of this Figma. There was also an option to go big and get the DX version, which comes with a table, chair, and tea set to recreate her all-out attack, baby. On GoodSmile's official website, her pre-order bonus came with a extra faceplate. But I just got that boring old base version. After some heavy thought, I decided not to get the DX version, arguing if I really was going to pose her with the table, or if so, how much space was she going to take up on my shelf? It didn't seem worth it to me. Guess I'm not a true fanboy. I do want that faceplate though, come on. But let's get into the more important stuff, the meat and potatoes. How's the figure hold up? Let's go over the details and find out. When this little floof ball isn't gardening, I just noticed both Haru from P5 and Haru from Beastars are in the gardening club, shy, timid little creatures, and can go sicko mode in seconds flat, and must be protected at all cost. Just a coincidence. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, she takes the form of her Metaverse persona, Noir, ready to take down those corrupt adults. It's a very 17th century look. She confidently dons her black cavalier hat with matching feather plume, then a royal purple hatband to top it off. Her chin-length light auburn hair covers the sides of her face. Who's under that mask? I can't tell. She's so mysterious. Who can it be now? Her top is a pink pale blouse with a white neck jabot pinned on with a red jewel, a black vest with a few gold buttons, then her violet velvet gloves complete the look. My favorite are her matching bloomers, or puffy pants if you want to get technical, which I feel like would crinkle when she walks. Just me? Don't forget her ammo belts and tall lace-up boots. Definitely my favorite outfit out of the Phantom Thieves. Also just wanted to note that her legs attached to her pants. I thought that was funny for some reason. Now let's peep all the accessories she comes with. Behold! All these goodies! You know we gotta start with her faceplates first. Her standard faceplate. I think it has a bit of smugness to it. Next, her confident expression, which looks over to the right. And her angry, scalding expression, peering to the left this time. You won't like her when she's angry. Wish I could've got that bonus face. Let's talk about that famous hair of hers. You get two separate headpieces, one for no hat and one for hat. See the notch there? Just match it up. Then normal bangs, and one with the mask attached. Next, let's see all those hands. Of course, we got those open boys, a Figma standard. Haru throwing up the dukes. Noir giving Milady a new meaning, with both left and rights for tipping her hat. I love that the pinkies are extended. I suppose those can be used for sipping tea as well. A right hand for grabbing hold of her battle axe. There's some nice etchings on it, with some leather bindings. You gotta pop it apart to fit it in her hand. It can only go on one way. Also, be extra careful when doing so. Trust me, I know things can go wrong with those little pegs. Then a left hand for carrying her Milkcore MGL MK1S, or I like to call her Big Bada Boom.
Bada big boom. Big boom.
Yeah, big bada boom.
Bada boom.
Big boom, big bada boom.
Lastly, her pointed hand, which you can use to make the shape of an L on her forehead. That's all for the accessories, unless I would have gotten the DX version, but I didn't. Next is the part where I go over my likes and dislikes.
I need them lights. I'm a sharpshooter.
Kicking things off with my number one, like numeral uno, the big kahuna of numbers. If you ain't first, you're last. Hair. Now that's some good hair. One. Drake likes to cha-cha. I previously had the problem with my old GoodSmile Figma, where his head only came with that top knob, so he couldn't be posed without his hat. But with Haru's 2 coconuts, you can mix and match. You want no hat, no mask? You got it. Just hat? Boom. No hat with just mask? There you go. Next, that grip of hers. I've had a run of figures that just don't want to grab hold of their stuff. It's actually nice to have both her X and GL stay put. None of that wonkiness messing about. Next, her faceplates. At first I was like, heck is this for? I didn't like that her eyes on 2 of the faces were looking off in another direction. But as I posed her more, I actually kind of dug the idea. It makes viewing her from different angles more interesting and interactive. A few gripes. Her face mask. I think it should have been a flat matte material instead of shiny like that. Kinda doesn't fit her eyes that well either. It's not so bad that she can't use it, but it kind of just floats, which irks me a little bit. Not as bad as Megumin's patch though. Now that's bad. What the fuck? Now a few dislikes to get off my chest, and this one right here, this was getting on my nerves so bad. I was so close to yeeting Haru right out of my window. You don't know what you got till it's gone, and that goes for Figma stands. One of my biggest pet peeves for Figmas and Nendos, or just articulating figures in general, is how much importance can make with a good stand. And lately I've been seeing some really god-awful ones. Some were too loose, some were hard to reach, but so far they've worked just enough. This one though, this was the worst stand to date. It was pretty much non-existent throughout the whole shoot. It barely fit in the peg hole, neither the extender or the base peg. It made recording this an absolute pain. I couldn't get her in any tricky positions without her popping off of it. I found myself making angry Vegeta noises every time she'd fall off the stand and onto the ground. I'm just getting one of those anime temple veins just thinking about it. Next is her articulation. Her shoulder joints bothered me. Even though they're separate, they both awkwardly move together. If they're not flush against her body, they tend to look off kilter, which happened a lot during the posing, especially in more strenuous positions. Her hat also had a tendency to pop off her noggin at times. Since it rests pretty much right on the tip top of her head, it was easy to bonk off, even more so when doing her tip. Lastly, when moving her legs around, I'd have to push them back in where they connect to her pants. It's not a huge deal, but a minor annoyance. Sometimes a wild gap would appear. Okay, that wasn't so bad. I guess we'll rate her now. Let's rate this beauty thief in 3 different categories. First up, as always, photographability. This has to do more with the character design rather than the figure itself, but I love her color contrasts with the dark purple and light pink. Just wanted to throw that out there. But with the whole Phantom Thieves crew, everyone has their own unique gestures that distinguishes them from the next. If you put them all behind a silhouette, you'd be able to tell them all apart, and Noir is no exception. With her assortment of hands, it was really fun to pose her. Her accessories made it easy to reenact poses from the game. As said earlier, I think her 2 faceplates can give you more of a variety of poses and angles aside from just facing frontward. She also is fun to party up with other Persona figgies. Yeah, her and my boy Yusuke here looking straight gangsta, ready to make those shadows beg for mercy. Next, let's go over quality. So, how does she fare up? There's usually something up with the Figma line. Okay, starting with the paint detail, she's pretty good actually. I couldn't find any blemishes or marks. Everything seems to be painted nicely. Usually the accessories get less detail, but I'm pretty impressed with her axe. They spared no expense when making this bad boy. No molding errors or deformities either. She looks the part. Props on using rubber for the ammo belt. Her articulation may not be super posable, but I had no problem putting her in flexible situations. The only thing is her hair keeps her from looking up, but her joints are very solid all around, and everything attached and detached without any problemos. Last category is... Actually, there is no third category. We can't give Haru too much screen time. Sorry. 3.7 out of 5. Final thoughts. Even though she's a bit of a sadist and wasn't in the game much, I'm happy to have this cinnamon bun in my collection. And with Fox also being a pretty decent Figma, I definitely want the whole gang now. Especially Shujin Academy Joker, which is hard to find these days, Akechi-kun looking like a straight block boy, and I'm pretty sure my Queen Figma is lost somewhere in the nowhere realm that Squidward got sucked into. Because it's been pushed back since like last August. Anyways, has anyone else had this much trouble with the Figma stand before? I mean, look at this. Jam it on there, and then boop, pops right off. Okay, well, I'll see you later. Much love, you're the best. Watch some of my other videos, follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that jazz. Now I'm off to go hack some stuff up with my hatchet. Bye!